people, because even though the situation with the coronavirus is going on, we're still hanging in there, we're still fighting, and we're still striving for our goals, the same goals that we set at the beginning of 2020, and they are going to be met. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. As always, yours truly, David Arguez, certified nutritionist and founder of 365 Wellness Solutions, is the one behind the mic for today and every other program here during Banana Papaya. Unfortunately, Dr. Jay Torres, our other co-host and my business partner at 365, could not be present with us due to the fact that he is in quarantine right now, and he's taking every precaution, just like I am, to maintain an optimal level of health and not contract the virus. This is something like straight out of a movie. Let me tell you, I've never had to deal with anything like this in my life. And it is, although it is scary, we have the methods to be able to prevent this virus and do our part when it comes to stopping the spread of COVID-19. We're going to give you factual information. We're going to give you everything you need to know in order to protect yourself from a nutrition point of view, as well as a holistic point of view as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors. Dr. J is going to be joining us in a very brief moment. So are you a homeowner? Do you like money? Don't call the insurance company if your home needs fixing. Moreau Consultants, a public adjusting company that fights for your money, can guarantee that your claim will be settled not only efficiently, but effectively as well. See how you can get up to $1 million from your insurance company if your insurance is legally obligated to pay for certain damages in your home that they might deny during the initial phone call. So go ahead and contact Moreau Consultants at 786-402-9328. My uncle happens to be the owner of Moreau Consultants, so if you call him and let him know that David Arguez sent you, you're going to receive the family discount just like I did. So for all of our fans that are anxious to better their eating habits, especially during this crucial time, and change their lives in 2020, you're definitely listening to the right podcast. Not only will you learn how to prevent disease and extend your lives, we also want to give you the opportunity to receive personalized care from Dr. J and I as we work together to ensure your success while on our medically supervised nutrition program. We're located at 365 Wellness Solutions in Coral Gables, but work with people all over the world, especially now when we have to be online and we have to have the ability to communicate with anybody at any time during this outbreak. We're working harder than ever to make sure you guys are well informed and educated as to how you have to supplement, how you have to eat, what you can eat in order to boost your immune system. So we are here to support you. Text Banana Papaya to 786-816-6287, and Dr. J and I will personally reach out to you to make sure your health concerns are addressed and resolved. Can't wait for this show. I can't wait. It's packed with great information, like I mentioned before. But before that, we're going to listen to Till I Collapse by Eminem and Nate Dogg. We're still fighting, fellas. We're still hanging in there. Even though it may not be the 12th round, it's the first or the second round, we're not giving up. We're fighting just like you guys are. So hang in there. We're going to make it. Not only as a nation, but as a whole. The whole world is going to come out of this okay. So Till I Collapse, a very appropriate song during this time by Eminem and Nate Dogg. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and welcome to all those who are tuning in just now to Banana Papaya, the world's first medical program for millennials. And we've got something very special cooked up for you guys today. We've got an interview with the one and only Dr. Jay Torres, who we will be introducing very shortly. Dr. Jay is a physician, a specialist in family medicine. And give me just 1 second. We are going to be discussing none other than the coronavirus pandemic. How are we feeling, Dr. J?
I'm feeling great. Not sick.
Oh, excellent.
I am not coronado yet, and I will not be.
We hope. Well, with the extreme precaution that you're taking when it comes to contracting the virus, you seem to be well on your way to success, especially when it comes to health, which a lot of people didn't really associate health with success before this coronavirus pandemic. But now, due to the fact that people are waking up and people are really realizing that a virus or a cold, something so minor as this, can really affect the whole outcome of not only their lives, but it could actually end their lives. So we're going to go ahead and move on with our hit segment, Talking Crap. And we're going to discuss the 3 functions of the digestive system. We're also going to be discussing the gut and brain connection. So first of all, the 3 functions of the digestive system are to not only absorb all the food that we consume, but also to utilize the nutrients in that food, and also to eliminate absolutely everything that the body does not need, right? So, Dr. J, talk to us a little bit about the gut-brain connection and why it's so important when it relates to the immune system.
Perfect. We have to understand that every time we put something in our mouth, from the time that you put something in your mouth, the intestine, it's preparing. The minute that the flavor or the sight, just by looking at it, your brain knows what it's going to take, because you already know. It's not like a baby who does not know what he's eating, and he's learning as they grow older. You see chocolate and you know how it tastes, you immediately, your intestines are preparing with the appropriate enzymes to absorb whatever is going to be coming. And that's how the intestine that's the reason, the best explanation that I do for this is when you smell fried chicken or you smell something that you like, your mouth turns watery mouth. Why does that happen? It's because your brain recognizes what you're going to be eating by smelling it, already preparing, and you already know. So the same thing happens with the intestine. What happens if at that minute that they called you and you cannot eat? Well, let me just tell you, that's why when you go 15 or 20 minutes after you leave the instance, not only you're going to feel very hungry, that you may have any abdominal discomfort. Why? Because your intestine was prepared to absorb. And what happened with all these enzymes and hormones? They're already in your bloodstream, and that's why you feel like this. Some people even can get, actually, without even eating it, you can get diarrhea, watery stool, because this enzymes irritate the mucosa, and you get whatever was left over, from feces, it's gonna come out. Why? Because it irritates that part of the intestine, and immediately the body, which is a perfect machine, is going to pull fluid into the gut, so you can actually get rid of all this that is irritating the mucosa of the small intestines.
Very good explanation, doctor. Oh, me encanta.
Are you there?
Yes, I am here. I just had to mute the call because it seems like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here with the phone. So
you're going to call me back?
No. We're doing just fine, and people are tuned in and they're listening. So, talk to us specifically about the relationship between the digestive system and the immune system. Is this something that people should be concerned about?
Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. Let me just tell you something. when you eat some, what are food allergies? Well, food allergies are the same thing as when you have a skin allergy, when you have running nose. The same thing happens in this testing. The running nose is just excessive fluid. The diarrhea is excessive fluid in the intestine that it pulls all this water that I was just telling you about when something happens in the intestine. The skin, the lungs, and most important, the intestine have the most amount of histamine receptor. Remember, when we have something that produces allergy, what do we take? Antihistamines. Why? Because we need to control the histamine receptors that are on the skin. Same thing happens with the stomach. When we eat something that we are allergic to it, immediately, as the minute that you eat it, you can actually get swelling in your tongue, swelling in your lungs, and especially swelling in the small intestine. And it causes what? Diarrhea. This diarrhea is just the watery mechanism that enters into the gut in order to get rid of this pathogen or this entity who's causing the aggression into your intestines.
That's some very, very good information. I hope that you all have a pen and paper, folks, because the information that Dr. J is giving us is not information that you hear every single day. And Doctor, tell us a little bit about what it means to. And first of all, I wanted to request if you can put the volume on your phone down just a tiny bit, because we're hearing a little bit of feedback here on our end on the studio. Oh, perfect,
Okay.
perfect,
How
perfect.
how about now? Is it better now?
Oh, it's excellent. It's fantastic. So,
Terrific.
yeah, tell us about what it means to be a doctor and the vocation, how you're approaching this pandemic from your point of view.
Okay. Being a doctor, if you are a truly a doctor or a health practitioner in whatever area that you're working as a practitioner, you have to have a heart of giving more so than receiving. So if you study medicine,
Very true.
you study anything to become rich, you're in the wrong profession. You are an entrepreneur that wants to get rich by selling or doing something will probably be better. A physician has to work in order to provide the knowledge, the wisdom, and what is giving into you by the hours of study and dedication and the gift that you're given to. So, 1 second, I have an incoming call that I have to. That's it. Not gonna be bothering anymore. Are you there?
Excellent. Yes, we're still here, Doctor.
Yeah. There's a lot of people
So-
calling right now, so I told them that I will call them back.
Yes.
So that's exactly. It's by giving. It's how you get your feeling. Of course, don't we have to pay? Don't we have to earn money? Absolutely. But that comes with it. If you do something good, trust me, you're going to receive from everywhere. And that's exactly what I feel that every physician should be. It's just like when you are a priest or a man of God, you're supposed to be giving and not receiving. Of course, you're going to receive because that's a law. That's a law. That's like the Murphy's law. You give and you will receive.
Absolutely. I love that explanation, Dr. J. And speaking of giving, we're actually offering to all the business owners out there who are concerned with their employees' well-being or their staff's well-being, we're offering COVID-19 prevention webinars from a nutritional point of view, of course, and a medical point of view, since we've got Dr. J helping us with everything that we're doing at 365 Wellness Solutions. So if you are a business owner and you would like to set up your complimentary COVID-19 prevention webinar, this is a free service that we are offering the community, especially since As Dr. J mentioned, we are not in December, but it's still a season to get of giving, because since we have the knowledge and we have the tools and are trying to put it out into the community as fast as possible. We've got the radio, we've got social media, we're taking advantage of all the tools at our disposal. But if you would like something a little bit more personalized for your staff, you could always call us at 786-816-6287. Now, going back to talking crap, let's talk about BAP. Bananas, avocados, papaya, and pineapple. What are those four fruits, and why did we invent this acronym right here, BAP? Those are the four fruits highest in enzymes. So not only does our digestive system depend on the amount of variety of species when it comes to microbiome, microorganisms, and the amount of each of those species in our guts, it also depends on not only our enzyme production, but our enzyme intake from our diets. How can you make sure that you are ingesting the right amount of enzymes? Consume BAP: banana, avocado, pineapple, and papaya. If you don't like bananas, you've got three other options to choose from. If you don't like avocados, you've got three other options to choose from. But there's absolutely no excuse. So going back to COVID-19, Dr. J, what are some of the most recent COVID-19 statistics in terms of the number of cases and the number of deaths that you've read?
Okay, that's an excellent question, and I was just very recently updated with. The first it took 67 days from the very first onset of coronavirus, to reach 100,000 infected individuals in the world. And I'm going to say this in Spanish later on. It took only 14 days to reach to 200,000. And it took only 7 days to be where we are today at 347,000 infected individuals worldwide. I'm not going to talk about that because it changes every hour. And those are the statistics from this morning. 347,000 infected individuals in the world, meaning that within the next 2 weeks, where we are at the peak here in the United States, we will see that we're going to be doubling up from 300,000 probably to 500 or 600,000 in the next 2-3 days, and probably 1 million to 2 million before April the 3rd.
Oh wow!
Those are the statistics. Do we have to be content in a place and try not to expose ourselves? I want to talk about something else, but first let me say this numbers in Spanish. Nos tomó 67 días desde que se dijo de la infección de COVID para llegar a un número de 100,000 personas afectadas, sin mencionar el número de muertos. Tomó 14 días para subir de 100,000 a 200,000 personas infectadas en el planeta. Y ha tomado nada más que 6 días, ni siquiera 7 días, para que llegaran a 300,000. En la mañana de hoy amanecimos con los números reportados. Estos no son los números que están caminando en la calle, que están sin reportar, con 347,000 personas infectadas, sin mencionar a los muertos. Se espera que para el día 3 de abril, que haya pasado el tiempo ahora donde se van todos los días, vamos a estar oyendo estos números. Van a ir creciendo descomunalmente y podemos llegar a 2 o 3 millones de personas para el día 3 de abril. Y todavía ahí se van a empezar a disminuir, pero todos los días van a empezar a reportarse menos y menos y menos hasta que supuestamente desaparezca en otros 2 meses completamente. Así que estamos todavía a 2 o 3 meses hasta que esto se pueda controlar. Volviendo al inglés, vamos a decir ahora que no tenemos que tener tanto miedo a la persona que está contaminada, y ahí es donde como a la persona que son los portadores sanos. Ahora voy a decir esto en inglés. We do not have to worry only by those that we know that are infected. We have to fear those who are walking next to you, who are totally healthy. They're not coughing. They don't have any fever. They're totally asymptomatic. And these are healthy carriers. These are the individuals that we must be afraid. That's the reason that we have to be restrained in our houses with probably lockdown, because these are the individuals that we have to be careful. Individuals like David, who's a young, healthy man, an old man who's been exposed many, many times to different infections, and I never get sick. I got my old persons diseases, but I am very healthy. You've never heard me with a cough or sneezing or coughing, and that's because I have a strong immune system, and that is because I was exposed, and I have a very strong immune system. Nevertheless, you have to be afraid of me. Why? Because I can bring the disease, not feel any symptoms, and I be infecting the dozens of people just by touching my mucosa, my saliva, my nose, and shaking hands with you. If you have a weak immune system, whether you're old or young, you may get it, and my body will probably be totally normal until the end of the times. That doesn't mean that I cannot get a very strong source, get infected, and die. We're in God's hands. So we do have to worry. Do we have to fear? No, we do not need to fear. We need to worry only about those people who are healthy and they can bring us this disease.
Good. Very, very good point. Anybody could have COVID-19. Anybody could be a victim of the coronavirus pandemic. You don't know who has it and who doesn't. So the best way, and what Dr. J's recommending is just play it safe and stay home, people. Please, 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 if you can quarantine. Yes, exactly. If you need a good workout routine for your house, please do not hesitate to reach out to 365 Wellness Solutions. If you need a grocery list for you to order via Instacart, which is a way to order your groceries online and have them delivered to you, please do not hesitate to reach out to 365 Wellness Solutions. We're here to support you during this pandemic, during this outbreak. And as Dr. J mentioned, you brought up a very good point. There is nothing to fear, but we must be cautious. And speaking of fear, the reason why there is so much fear in the atmosphere, especially within the medical community about COVID-19, is because of the way it's been able to mutate so effectively. So we know that it originated from bats, and correct me if I'm wrong. I know it originated from some animal in Wuhan, China, according to the reports. But what is the whole story in terms of how it originated and how it's mutated so effectively and how it's transferred over from host to host and to where it's become almost an uncontrollable outbreak? So talk to us, Dr. J, about the origins of COVID-19 as well as how it's been able to mutate so effectively.
Okay. Coronavirus is a DNA virus. I think we explained that last week. I will briefly explain what it is. Viruses are not bacteria. They're not living animals. These are protein molecules. Protein molecules that are being infected in the world probably since the beginnings. Now, coronavirus is a DNA virus. Let's take an avocado, for instance. An avocado, you can see that the DNA, we'll say that the DNA is the fruit itself, what we eat. And the RNA is the pit, la semilla. Now, RNA virus attack the seed. DNA virus attack the fruit. Okay. Coronavirus is one of the most virulent viruses in the world. But thank God it's an animal virus. 90% of all these strains of coronaviruses belong to lesser animals. 90% 90% affect animals. 10% are called human coronaviruses. Coronavirus humano, 10%. It is not well defined, but it will be that this virus was produced in a lab, paid by whoever, without accusing anybody. And they took the human coronavirus and they injected it, modified it with the animal viruses, which is highly deadly as well. And that's why it was created, a molecule that is heavier than the normal human coronavirus. Viruses weigh very little, and for that reason, they can travel in the air. They can travel anywhere, especially airborne, just like allergens. Sometimes viruses are even smaller than pollution that causes allergy. When you inhale these allergy particles, you get hives, you get your immune system go off a wall. The same thing happens with the viruses. But this virus is very heavy because it was fixed. It's not the typical normal human coronavirus. So when you breathe into someone, it takes, they have to be very close, or it has to actually moist your face or any part of your head, of your body, with its body fluid, so you can actually inhale or bring it into your system. The minute that it comes out, if you're 3 feet away from that person, you're not gonna get infected. You will only get infected if this person sneezes and covers his mouth with his hand, and then he shakes hands with you or gives you a kiss. Then you will bring it to your mucosa. You will bring it to your nose, or you'll bring it to your mouth. Now, the only and the most proper way to get the virus into your system is through your hands. That's why hand washing is probably the most important technique that you should practice.
Very important.
At this point, I saw again last night on TV, Sunday night, that even a mask not as necessary as cleaning and washing your hands frequently. How frequent it is frequent? Well, if you shake somebody's hands, it's immediately. If you are walking or going to Publix, pushing the door, opening your car, pushing a door somewhere, it's every 15 or 20 minutes. You should either wash your hands with soap and water, or use a good antiseptic to clean your hands.
That's very, very important. And Dr. J, so you mentioned earlier that all indications point to this virus being a man-made virus, correct? So perhaps some sort of a bio attack, as they call it.
I have no doubts, but again, we have to wait until it actually comes out, because everything will come out.
Yeah, the truth will only reveal itself. So whether it's the Chinese, whether it's North Korea, I mean, God knows who's responsible for this. We don't know. We don't have that kind of intel. But as soon as we do, we definitely will make it known to everybody who tunes into Banana Papaya. So that is something that's really, really comforting to know that at least nature did not create this monster. Of course, the biggest monsters on earth are us human beings. So this is definitely a cause for concern. So now I know that our podcast is in English and Spanish, but I'm about to hit you with a little bit of French here, Dr. J. Has shit hit the fan?
Sí, señor. Sí, señor.
Yeah.
Look, we have to be very, very careful, people, within the next 2 weeks. This is my best and single advice. Stay home. Forget it if you cannot pay whatever you need to pay, for one simple reason. If you get sick, it's going to cost you more because then you're going to have to be obligated to do, the isolation. And again, you wouldn't be able to work. So do the isolation now. Do what I did today. I was, I'm not going to say very much exposed last week, but I was a little bit doing more than I should have. And this week and for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be as little as I can. Just go to the store if I need to go to the store. I just heard coming here there will be an isolation, a strict isolation, more starting tonight or tomorrow. We will hear about it at 11 o'clock tonight in the news.
Oh my goodness. Prepare yourselves, folks. We don't know what's coming, but what we do know is that we're still early enough in this outbreak to be able to control it and to be able to lessen the severity of the coronavirus in terms of how many people it infects. So I hope that you listened and you took some notes for everybody who was listening, or at least some mental notes. We're going to listen to a little bit of music now for the time being, but we will be back in 4 minutes, approximately 4 minutes and 10 seconds. So do not go anywhere, folks. We're gonna, and as a matter of fact, if you would like to text us any questions you would like answered on air, please do so at 786-816-6287. Things are getting spicy, but we're here,
Right.
and we're here to support you along for the ride. And we promise that everything is going to be a lot better once all the hysteria dies down, and once the coronavirus is fully taken care of. So Dr. J, don't go anywhere either. We've got your second part of the interview coming up in just a couple moments. So Coronao now.
No coronao.
No. Exact. Des Coronao. But the song is called Coronao now. I don't want to scare anybody. Make them think that I have that I contracted the virus. Yes. No te preocupes que eso I've got a good ear for that. So Coronao now. We'll be back in just 4 minutes. All right, everyone, welcome back to Banana Papaya. This is your host who is currently speaking to you, David Arguez, founder of 365 Wellness Solutions. And I'm joined by my good friend and colleague, Dr. Jay Torres. How you doing, Dr. Jay?
Doing great. How are you? Thank you for asking.
Excellent. I'm happy to have you here, giving our listeners this crucial information that they need to know so that as a whole, as a community, as a unit, we can all stop the spread of the coronavirus and go back to our normal daily lives. And the repercussions of the virus have really been something terrible, something almost out of a movie, because the economy has suffered. All of the economical gains that the economy made since 2016, since Trump took office, have been wiped out. As a matter of fact, we are now under we're the GDP and the S&P 500, all of the other index funds are actually lower than when he first took office. So obviously the economy has been affected, and the government had in place a stimulus package for $1.8 trillion, but unfortunately Republicans and Democrats could not agree on the terms of this agreement. What's your opinion on that, Dr. J?
I don't like to talk about politics, but
we know
this is not something new. This is not something that is new. I knew something like that would have to happen. I just want to say, and I don't hide my acceptance to the Republican Party and dislikeness about the Democrats. And that's only, if they ever thought that by doing this would hurt the Republicans, they're only going to hurt the entire population of the United States, number one. And number two, if they ever hope to win this coming up elections, they just se tiraron un balde de caca en la cabeza.
Yep. They make absolutely everything impossible.
Fault of themselves. Exactly. Yep. This is exactly what they do. If they feel that they're going to hurt Trump and the Republican Party with it, they only screw their only chances that they had is just by seeing, you know, how they actually help the American people.
It's incredible. $1.8 trillion. Supposedly $1,000 was going to go to each individual, and $500 was going to go to each child, according to reports. But unfortunately, the stimulus package was not approved by Senate Democrats, as Dr. J mentioned. And we just have to wait it out and see what happens. But whether or not we receive the financial report from the government, life goes on. We've got to just take the hits and roll with it. As the saying goes,
they will feel the pressure within the next 2-3 days, because what I said in the last chance, we are going to see the numbers increase and the number of people unable to work, things that are going to be able to open up anymore. When we say something like this, we're talking that probably within the next 2 weeks, they're going to be putting curfew going into the stores, because the numbers are going to be increasing so drastically that things are going to change. Then they're going to change their mind, and we will be able to get that needed money that everybody needs at this point. So we'll see. Again, let's change back to food and not caca.
Yes, politics is definitely caca, because especially with what's going on right now, the fact that they can't agree on a stimulus package to help the American people who need this money, because over 20% of our whole workforce is unable to do their jobs, so they're living off of their savings. A lot of them can't pay rent. A lot of them cannot pay crucial bills due to this outbreak. So this is really affecting a lot of people. And speaking of changes, Carlos Jimenez, the mayor of Miami, closed all the marinas in Miami-Dade County. So that's great news, because the spring breakers can no longer continue to party and do what they do best, which is spread the coronavirus, unfortunately. And the banks are closed as well. When I went to my bank this weekend, I had to withdraw the money through the ATM, and that was a bit of an inconvenience because of the whole process it takes and having to put the form inside of the contraption that you shoot up and goes to the bank. So do you think that the Trump administration has done a good job handling this pandemic, Dr. J?
Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
Good.
I'm not only defending the Republican Party. I think they're doing exactly. One thing that. Let me ask you something for those who are listening to us, and we're going back to politics now. I never liked them because I think, in order to be rich, you don't have to be so obnoxious. But I only can say on his behalf that he is doing exactly what he said that he was going to do. And every aspect of economy, every aspect, except his personality, that he will not be able to change that. Except of that, whatever he said that he was going to do for the country, he did it, and he did as he does everything for his own, the best. Nothing but the best. Gold.
Absolutely.
That's what he's doing with this country. But unfortunately, tiene un pronto pesado, que es lo que cae.
Yep. Unfortunately,
Como mismo
that's
te
what's
digo una
going
cosa,
on.
te dije la otra ahorita. No me gusta hablar de política porque cada uno, we're all entitled for our own opinion. The man is doing his job, and he's doing a very good job, como él dice. He's doing a very good job, que lo repite. 1000 veces.
Absolutely. And what industries do you think are being hit the hardest by the coronavirus, Dr. J? Is it only the hotel industry and the restaurant industry? Who else is being affected?
Actually, it will be the hotel industry. It will be actually every big or small is going to be hit. The larger company, everybody's going to take a big toll on this. Because whoever,
I completely agree.
Could you imagine anything larger for South Florida than the cruise ship? And they're all closed.
Yeah.
And we don't even know when they're going to be open.
The aviation industry.
Whether this is going to affect the owners or the corporation? No, but it's going to affect the thousands of people that they work there, whether they are American citizens or they are, because if you go to into a cruise, you see Japanese, you see people from Europe, people from from Asia working in this cruise ship. They have all kinds of nationalities in there. Those people are, they're docked. They're están parados, no están trabajando, no están produciendo.
Yeah, they're on pause. They have no other choice. And the aviation industry is also getting hit very, very hard. My family has an aviation repair station located in Medley, Florida, and thank goodness that UPS is one of their best customers, because since they ship packages via plane and with trucks as well, UPS is still sending a lot of parts to be repaired at my family's repair station. So we're really happy about that, but we were very worried. And a lot of repair stations who do not have the privilege to have UPS or Amazon or FedEx as one of their clients are being hit very hard. And it's so expensive to have a repair station. I'm sure that they even closed. So if any executives from either Amazon, UPS, or FedEx are listening to Banana Papaya at this moment, we want to let you know that Avenue Aviation is still going strong. And if you would like to contact us for a quote, you can contact me directly, 786-816-6287. We'll make sure that you guys are taken care of, and that that you get the best return on investment, especially when you believe that your parts are beyond economical repair, BER. We can make sure that that theory is disproven, and not only can we save you money, we could also save you time, because you won't have to buy a brand new part. You could just have that part refurbished, because not only do we do repairs, we do overhauls as well. So give us a call if you need us at
Repeat that number, please. Let me write it down.
786-816-6287.
One company I will say that is really not going to be affected is the food industry. When you said the food industry, I'm not talking about the restaurant. I'm talking about the groceries, the agriculture, because especially the papel sanitario, my friend. There's no papel sanitario in South Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know what people are doing with it. I think
they sold out.
A mattress. They're putting under the mattress.
I know what I'm going to give my next date that I have. If she's a special girl and if she really means something to me, I'm definitely going to hook her up with a bouquet instead of flowers, of toilet paper, because that seems to be the in thing right now, right?
I'm still thinking because I have not heard anybody with coronavirus infection having diarrhea. No. In other words, they're having constipation.
Exactly. I have no clue why they're purchasing so much toilet paper. Folks, we're gonna go ahead and start. Speaking of toilet paper and diarrhea, we're gonna give you some Nutri-Tips. As you know, Nutri-Tips has been around since 2018. It's our hit segment where we teach you everything you need to know about how to use your food as medicine, or how to use your natural supplements as medicine. As you guys know, GNCs are completely sold out of vitamin C's and immune supplements. So Dr. J, talk to us a little bit about how people should supplement themselves during the coronavirus outbreak, what supplements they should take, and what other methods they should use.
Vitamin C, my friend. Vitamin C is the prime for the respiratory system.
Excellent.
And David and I, we both have liquid vitamin C, which is the precursor of the immune system. Correct. We also have collagen. We have probiotics for the digestive system. If anybody wants to buy any of these products, please give us a call. He's going to give you our number, then I'm going to give you my number, in which we are going to bring it to your house. The package for the immune system, or the package for the immune system with the digestive system. Both of them. Just give us a call. David, lo voy a decir en español. Dile el número donde nos tienen que llamar para cualquier persona que quiera llamarnos a este teléfono o escribirme o pasarle un texto al número que yo les voy a dar ahora. Dile el número tuyo.
El número es 786-816-6287. Me pueden contactar por text o por llamada, preferiblemente por text.
Okay, say it in English now.
My number is 786-816-6287. You guys can contact me either via phone or via text, preferably via text.
If someone has a medical question and they either want one of these packages, you can also call me. I'm going to give my cellular for the first time in Banana Papaya. It's 305-7586. 305 otra vez. 7586 es mi número celular para cualquier pregunta médica, cualquier cuestión. No tiene que ser de coronavirus, puede ser de presión alta, de cualquier otra cosa, con muchísimo gusto, porque sabemos en estos momentos que los hospitales y los centros están colapsados con la gente con pánico a que han sido expuestas al coronavirus. Cualquiera que quiera consumir el paquete de vitamina C líquida, de colágeno líquido y de los probióticos para el sistema digestivo, llámenos a cualquiera de estos dos números que le hemos dado, y con mucho gusto David o yo o los dos se lo llevaremos hasta su casa, o se lo mandamos por correo por cualquier vía, pero se los hacemos llegar en 24, 48 horas el máximo de tiempo, a precio muy accesible. No estamos cobrando más de lo que se cobra durante el tiempo normal. Cobramos el precio que cobramos por el paquete del sistema respiratorio y de inmunológico, son $60. El paquete que contiene los dos, el respiratorio y el digestivo, son $100. Así que cualquier persona que lo necesite, por favor nos llaman a estos teléfonos que vamos a decir otra vez.
Excelente. 786-816-6287. Por favor, amigos, protéjanse, suplementense bien. Ahora le vamos a dar un smoothie recipe que es especialmente para el coronavirus o cualquier otro tipo de virus, así que presten atención porque solamente
papel,
sí,
paper and pencil, we're gonna get a smoothie for
exactamente, corona. Yes, correct. And Dr. J, could you repeat your phone number just one more time, please, for whoever would like to purchase the
area code,
kit?
the 305 area code, 305, again, 305 otra vez, 7586-305-7586.
Excellent.
I prefer texting as well, because as you say here on the phone, I think I have to reject 2 phone calls that I have to call now. So nowadays, I've been calling, I've been listening to a lot of people, not necessarily with the corona, but there's a lot of people who has medical conditions. Their physicians are, all busy working, trying to save lives and take care of sick individuals, and the system is collapsing. Why? Because there's a lot of people scared that they're utilizing the emergency room, saying that they have this, they have that, just to be able to be checked for coronavirus. So we have to be conscious, because even elective surgeries and an elective consult, the people that they really needed, has been canceled due to the collapsing of the system.
Yeah, you're totally correct. And they recommend for you not to go to the hospital unless you absolutely have to. But if you're just going for a regular checkup, or if you're going to see if you might have the coronavirus, that's when you'll really get infected, because you're going to be in a waiting room with people who really are infected. And that's when things can get really scary, not only for you, but for your family and friends, or for whoever you're around on a daily basis. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and give you guys the coronavirus immunity smoothie recipe. And although we can't guarantee that you won't contract the coronavirus, if you drink the following smoothie daily, we can promise you that your immune system will be better equipped to fight off the virus due to its ingredients' antiviral benefits. So what does this smoothie consist of? 1/4 of a cup of blueberries, 1/4 of a cup of purple grapes, half a cup of raw orange juice, preferably freshly squeezed, 1 tablespoon of raw honey, 1 tablespoon of raw oats, 1 raw carrot, and half a teaspoon of coconut oil. If you guys would like to share this information or receive a virtual flyer, a digital flyer with this information, please contact us at 786-816-6287. We will provide you with that digital flyer for you to provide to your family members as well. Y lo vamos a repetir en español. Los ingredientes de este batido son 1/4 de taza de blueberries, 1/4 de taza de uvas moradas, media taza de jugo de naranja exprimido en casa, una cucharada de miel cruda, lo que llaman raw honey, una cucharada de avena, una zanahoria y media cucharadita teaspoon de coconut oil. Allí lo tienen, amigos. Tienen las recetas, tienen los suplementos, las recomendaciones, los tips. What do you think, Dr. J? Did we miss anything?
I think it's been a great program. I thank you very much for the invitation again. I'm part of your life already, so we'll be there again. We'll be here again next Monday with more information. And again, let's give both our numbers in case people need to speak with us and they want us to bring something to their house, or just the word, any word of comfort, any word of God. We'll be able to provide those things as well. My number,
definitely,
305-305-7586. We'll both be there if you need us, or if you just want to place the order. You can also ask David 786 Dímelo, que yo no me lo sé.
Yes, 786-816-6287. I thought you were a mind reader there for a second. I said, wow, Dr. J knows my number by heart. That omega-3 is working for the memory.
I promise for next Monday I'll learn it. I've
Love
said
it.
it. I've said it. For some reason, I've never. Since now everything is spit dial. Just don't. I just put David and it comes your number. That's it. I don't even see the numbers anymore.
There you go.
Like before that, we all had 300 numbers memorized.
Yes.
Now if I have 3, it's too many.
That's for sure. It's taking up vital brain space. And thank you so much, Dr. J, for being with us today. I really appreciate your participation and all the knowledge and your input that you offer Banana Papaya listeners. And this is something that millennials have really benefited from, not only now during the coronavirus, but also prior to this pandemic, since we are the world's first medical radio show for millennials and Gen Z. So thank you all very much for tuning in. We'll be back on air next Monday at 5 p.m. You can tune in on the Pangea FM app. You can download it in the App Store or Google Play Store. Or you can listen to us on your favorite podcast app. We're on Apple Music. We're on the podcast app. We're absolutely everywhere. So there's no excuse not to be informed, especially when you've got Banana Papaya to back you up. So we'll see you next time, folks. Next Monday at 5 p.m. Yes, stay safe and be well.
Bye, mi amigo. Te hablo más tarde, ¿ok? Que tengo que jugar ahora, ¿ok?